more voluminous and grand. I think what I was conscious of is now we're starting to see the entrance of people who I was selling a lot of grapes to, the Brian Lorings and the Siduris and the AP Vins, and folks who made really a new generational splash into wine. It was already happening for a few years before that, with folks like the Benziger family, were the first ones who had me growing grapes to like 25, 26 bricks, which was unheard of. And for me as a vineyard owner, I'm not impressed with and I don't like, because that's gonna kill my vineyard. If you push something, to use a baseball analogy, if you ask someone to go start the game and pitch 14 innings for you every time they go out, they're not gonna last long. And you'll notice that the 1990s plantings in California are being ripped out, or if not already have been, because we went through this era of pushing for such big maturity that it really, you're running the vineyards out of gas year after year. And we didn't see that from the 1970s plantings. In fact, the Rancho Viñedo Chardonnay, planted in 1973, the same year that Biennacido was, in the 1990s, these were still relatively at their half-life. And so a lot of those vineyards, people probably saw this year, Riverbench, Zaca Mesa, there's a small part of Biennacido, but there's a lot of those vineyards that did make it 50 years, and we will not see that from the 1990s plantings, because our winemaking and our consumer evolution caused us to keep pushing higher and higher. And so what I did, although all lovely people and friends who I enjoyed, I started dismissing those winemakers as soon as their contract would expire. And not because they were terrific people who were paying me very well for the wine, for the grapes, but at the end, they weren't reflective of wines that I wanted. And if I'm gonna make this investment in this vineyard, it's gotta be a relationship that actually is reflective, not just economically, but of ethos. And at the end of the day, the farmer is taking far more risk than anyone else in the system. And so over time, we just decided, let's start finding alignments with people who share more of our same ethos. 14 is